I'm happy today. The journey was quite a journey. It took me 8 years to make a Bollywood debut. And the fact that I did not give up and the fact that I believed myself is something that I take immense pride in that.
So, Mrunal, as you mentioned that you have worked with a lot of people and
Mm.
whose journeys have, been like sort of more motivating when it comes to experience. They are more experienced also, like Ritik Roshan, someone who has much more experience in the field and the craft, or John Abraham. So, sometimes it happens even for these young students when they step into the world of media or entertainment. It can be a very overwhelming process to, see famous people or successful people. And there can be conflicts of thought in your mind. Ki, arey, confidence level maybe it can affect. Then how did you deal with those kind of situation? You didn't feel self-doubt or low on self-confidence. There must be some time. So how did you deal with it?
Pallavi, people call me a curious child. I don't know why they do that, but people always say that, especially all my co-actors, like be it John or be it Ritik or be it Frida Pinto or be it Richa Chadda and Sai Tamankar, they always notice one thing in me is the fact that I have this urge to learn. I'm so curious to know how did he do that. I mean, when I was watching Manoj Bajpayee perform in front of my eyes, it looked quite okay. But when I watched him on the monitor and the way the gestures he did with his eyes, these small, minute details, I only learned sitting in front of the monitor. It can get overwhelming, it can get intimidating, but I never forgot the fact that I am a beginner and I'm here to learn. You know, when you surrender yourself to the director, when you surrender yourself to the film that you're doing, people observe that, and this industry is full about, people observe each other, people observe each other's say behavior, attitude, and the approach towards the project or towards it can be anyone, it can be a conversation. There was a time where I could not deliver my lines because I'm a big fan of Shahid Kapoor too, and it was very overwhelming, and I had to tell myself that, Mrunal, just cool down, just relax. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. This is a do or a die situation. So I know there is Shahid Kapoor standing in front of you, but you're here to. It's a professional world. You have to be your best because there are 300 people, and you have that spotlight. So you have to just give your best. The day. Uh, you have worked so hard for, all the workshops that we've done, so this is like a stage performance for, so the key thing is you need to have faith in yourself. You need to make sure that you maintain the balance between being a fan and being a co-actor. It can get intimidating, but also there were times where I was not really good. I would fumble my lines, but all you have to do is just say, I'm sorry, sir, and I'm learning, and can I go for one more take? So that's what helped me.
Wow, that's so amazing. I guess we all have that kind of moments in our life, and this really helps actually. So, Ronal, you are like one of those few people who has this immense experience of, starting out with television, then venturing into films, and now even OTT.
Yeah.
Like you've already done ghost stories, and there's one more that's going to come up. So, how do you think the platforms and have changed in the world of media, and how do you think it's going to change in the coming time? Like,
I remember, when this COVID situation hit, the pandemic hit the nation,
yeah,
everybody was at home, and the only thing that they were telecasting was the Ramayana and Mahabharata. Thanks to all these OTT platforms, which allow us to watch the content that we want anytime, anywhere. But imagine at that time, if we rewind, if we go back, there was this a particular slot where the entire family would come together, sit, watch the films. Uh,
yeah,
Now OTT made it really possible, like it made us possible to reach not just in the nation but around the globe. So I'm really happy that if I do a film like Love Sonia or Super 30 or Butler House, it's available on the OTT platform, and anybody in the entire world can watch it. The only thing that remains constant, Pallavi, is the fact that uh, for an actor, it should not matter what platform his or her content is going on. He should just focus on the hard work. And there is only one lover in my life, and my lover is my camera. So the only thing that is common between the films, television, OTT is the camera. And somebody just told me that you're photogenic, and just make sure that you make the camera your best friend. Most of the people who want to pursue acting just do not care, do not think about the fact that, oh, I don't want to do television because they make us do too much dramatic stuff, and then it'll get difficult for us to get into films. But trust me, any experience counts. It doesn't matter if it is for OTT platform, or if it is for films, or if it is for television. Today, I take immense pride in the fact that I started with television. Pallavi, it was difficult for me to shift from television to films because people thought that I was that one person who would act dramatically. But what the filmmakers and many other casting directors and the audience sometimes don't understand the fact that that is the requirement of the character. That's what, if an auntie who's sitting in the kitchen cutting bhindi, if we want her attention, if the television is on in the drawing room, the editor needs to put that music, darang, 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 so that the auntie comes running and we get TRP. So you see, it's strategy, guys. And I just want to say that when you step out of the college, any work, just worship it, because you never know when this experience is going to benefit you. So television for me was a blessing in disguise. I made sure that when I stepped onto my first film, Love Sonia, where I got a chance to work with Demi Moore and Pallavi, trust me, it was a dream come true. Uh,
Yeah.
but at that time, television had trained me so bad to cry instantly. Like Maggie also take 2 minutes to cook, but I can have tears in my eyes within fraction of seconds. So that kind of helped me to perform. And there were no retakes, and I was so happy. And Demi asked me, "How do you cry?" I was like, "You should watch our television series. It's like more than 1,000 episodes now." So, like I said, it's blessing in disguise.
That is actually very funny. But
Yeah.
I know for a fact that I've seen you working on the sets also. I had visited you once, I remember, and I saw the kind of hard work you've put behind just one scene. It was incredible. Like, I
Yes,
I don't know. You
Pallavi,
need a lot of.
most of the people who come to see the shoot, for example, my family, when they visited me and they were like, "We want to see you shoot," they got so bored, Pallavi, because one shot was taken in
Yeah.
different because me being an outsider, I honestly didn't know what is over to shoulder. Over to shoulder is OTS, like. And there was a time where I was waiting for my shot to happen, and they said, "आपका point of view है." मुझे realize नहीं हुआ कि मेरा point of view क्या है, and I was still waiting. It was with 2-3 hours, and I was wondering why they didn't call me for my shot. They realized, so then they explained me, आपका point of view है, मतलब the camera is you, so we don't need you. So all these things I learned on sets. My father, when he came on sets and he saw I got the script, and I literally did this. He's like, huh, okay, let me call me. He's like, you never read textbook? I said, Dad, this is something that I really, so for me it's like a story. It's for me it's like a character. I'm living that character. And when you have a situation, when you have the screenplay given to us, so screenplay has been formulated by our writers, like before the shoot, even
Yeah.
in for us actors to understand the character thoroughly. So what changes is
Yeah.
just that they give us that we know the situation, but only the dialogues are written at the last moment.
Yeah.
So this process was quite incredible.
From the process, I just got this thought. Like, what is it that appeals to you, Mrunal? Like, when a story or a movie is offered to you, what is that one thing that makes you say yes? Okay, I'll do this movie. Is it the star cast, or what is it?
uh Pallavi, I apply this thing in my personal life also. You know, I feel it's either yes or no. There is nothing in between. There is no maybe
Yeah.
in my personal life. So I believe that when you read a script, nothing, you know, your gut instinct always tells you what is right, what is wrong. There was a time where people called me up and they said, Mrunal, why would you want to be a part of a film where there are only 5 scenes? So my answer to it was, यार फर्क तब पड़ेगा जब वो फिल्म अच्छी बनेगी. You know, the film needs to be nice. It doesn't really matter how big or small the role is. What matters is how much the film travels. What matters is what people learn from it. And what should really matter is how many people did it inspire to. So when I read a script, Pallavi, I believe that I need to be a versatile actor, because रोज हम दाल चावल खाएंगे तो हम बोर हो जाते हैं, correct? So as an actor, I need to do a
Exactly.
character which would give me that feeling that, you know, when I wake up in the morning, I should just be so excited to be on the sets and perform those scenes. So I choose the script on the basis of what I have done and what I have not done before. Co-actors and production and producer is the last thing that comes. Like, I was not even aware with the fact that Ritik is going to be a part of Super 30. I didn't know. I didn't know what was the film about. The
Oh,
only thing I knew was this film. You know, there's a film which has been made. Mukesh Chabra has been casting, and the character that I need to play is Supriya. I auditioned 6 months ago, and I forgot. Like, during that process, like in 2018, 17, I auditioned, and for 6 months I just forgot, and they just randomly called that we had auditioned you, so we want to retest you for that. So I think that's the beauty about being an actor, and I felt like I've learned through this process, Pallavi. Also, the co-actors that I have had played a major role, and also my director Tabriz Nurani, he's played a role in my career. Be it Ekta Kapoor and Karan, they have always been my mentor, and they've always guided me whenever I had any doubt or any hesitation whether I should do this film or not. So I feel extremely blessed about that.
so Brunal, I'm sure you had a really good journey, eventful learning, everything. But there must be times where you had faced a lot of tough time. There were challenging times also in your life. If you can, talk a little, like what was your learning out of it, and how did you tackle those tough times? It will be great.
Yeah. So, Pallavi, to begin with, it was not, like I mentioned earlier, it was not easy to convince my parents to take Bachelor of Mass Media, you know, in mass media firm, because they thought that, you know, my child needs to have a job where he or she will be settled, and it's a permanent job. Even if it's 9 to 5, there's a security, there's a sense of security. But I realized that I'm a person who takes risks, and I love taking risks. But it's not like you take risk and you don't work for it. Obviously, you have to work harder for it. I had to miss my, my college couple of sessions of my lectures, and I really regret that. Uh, I miss my college life right now, but I realized that that hard work is paying me today. I used to go for auditions. I used to make sure that I work, I study each and every character. So when I used to watch movies, I used to not watch movies to for entertainment. I used to watch movies to study the character. And the best thing was when I was given the script of Geet, the scene from Jab We Met, and I felt so close because I have seen this film so many times. The most difficult part for me was the transition from television to films, because every time I went for an audition, the casting director used to tell me that, Mrunal, aap ghar jaiye. I'm sorry about that. So
Ah, no problem.
casting directors used to say that, Mrunal, aap ghar jaiye. आपका कुछ नहीं हो सकता. So these were the two lines that he mentioned. He, according to him, he thought that there was no scope for television actors to venture into Bollywood films. But then today, when I meet that person, he has nothing to say, and all I do is be quiet and just smile. Like I
Yeah.
mentioned. There's no substitute for hard work. I kept working hard. I kept going for auditions. There was a time where I went broke. I was broke, and it took me, I was really afraid of asking money from my parents. But guys, trust me, when you go broke, that's the best time for you to get ideas. You become creative. You start thinking for options, what you can do, what you cannot do, what you're good at, what you're not good at. So I realized, Pallavi, my low points was my strength, because I always told myself that if I'm not going to feel my low points as an actor, how am I going to perform on screen? How am I going to perform? Like, it's very simple. Like, there was a time where my heart was broken. I was going through a breakup. And when I had a scene with Hrithik Roshan and Super 30, where they both break up. So in my head, I was like, oh my God, that situation that happened, this is exactly how I'm supposed to feel. But unless and until you don't have those situations in your personal life, you cannot reflect it. What I do is I connect my scenes with my memories, or
Yeah.
connect my scenes with the music, because music is something that sets my mood right. uh, so all the students who are just watching me right now, I just want to say that, guys, don't give up, because if I would have given up 8 years ago, I wouldn't be here talking to you all.
Wow, that is amazing. Mrunal, like we all have this separate journey. Of course, an actor would relate to your journey much more. But then there are few things in our life, a quality that we all should possess in order to, like sustain into the industry.
Hmm.
So, according to you, what are the three most important qualities people should have in them, so that they can fight the biggest battles in this particular industry?
Pallavi, three qualities that you need to have. First, I think I need to have is to be real. I want to be real, because if you will try and pretend to be someone else, you will get
Yeah.
tired, get exhausted, and there will be that day where you will just break down and be like, mujhse nahi hota hai. So I think it's very simple to have people around you also who are real. And especially in this industry, it is very, very important to have real people around you. You should
Correct.
have three friends, but it should be equal to 3,000. Second thing is confidence. Pallavi, there are a lot of people I met in my journey who tried to pull me down, who tried to tell me that, what, you're not good for anything, you're not meant for these things, you just go home and just sit at home or just do television. And I think the best time and my biggest weapon is my confidence and my firmness. If you're firm, if you're confident, if you know that you're talented, um, you can reach places. And the third thing, the most important thing, is, I believe, and that's my family. I realized that there were a couple of challenges, Pallavi. I felt like, oh my God, why don't I get 10 million followers on Instagram? Why don't I get so many million followers on Twitter? But I realized that all these people, it's social media is very fake, and people try to put up a pseudo personality. I'm not against any social media, but I just want to say that uh, there was a time where I just had my birthday and I wanted to celebrate my birthday with all my friends and stuff like that. But today, after reaching where I am today, I just want to have like quiet, peaceful birthday with the people I love, in my family, and their support means the world to me. Because every time I realized that I had an audition to go, my mother would pack tiffin for me and I would carry 10 outfits. I have literally lived in a car. Um, and I don't think I would have been able to do that without. I give my credit to them, my entire family, because I would come home and I would just went out to them, that they just rejected me, or this audition did not work out to me, and they were always there for me, Pallavi. And I think this generation, what we do is we don't have conversation with our family members. I mean,
Correct.
I was recently having a conversation with one of my cousin, and I asked him that, when was the last time you said I love you to your mom? You say I
Yeah.
love. your friends, but when was the last time you said I love you to your mom? So I think, guys, if you, I mean, if I'm making sense to you all, please, please just hug your parents and letting them, just let them know that you mean the world to them, and thank you for making you do, like, for allowing you to pursue your dreams, for allowing you to to live this life, to do a career in something that you really enjoy and adore. So that support means the world to me.
Exactly. No, I can absolutely relate to this point because same goes for me. My parents had been the greatest support, and I can't think about my this journey being where I am today without my parents. So yeah, of course, friends and parents, they
Want
both
to,
equally matter. Yeah,
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 I want to add on this that sometimes it becomes difficult for parents to understand that you have your careers, but as a child, I feel it is my responsibility to explain them, this is what it is, this is what it is, this is what it is. And I had my journey. It took me around. I'm going to share one small incident so that you guys know. When I was studying in second year BMM, I auditioned for the Star Plus show Mujhse Kuch Kehti Khamoshiyan, which Harsh mentioned about, and Star Plus signed me exclusive artist. And at that time, all the second year BMM students were looking for internship, but the Star Plus channel was paying me to sit at home so that I don't sign any other competitive GEC channels. And my father got so worried because there's this money coming every month, and he didn't know where that was coming from. He thought maybe bad stuff, maybe I was dealing some crazy things. So I had to sit down with him and explain it to him that dad, this is what I want. I want to do my career in acting, and television is giving me that chance. I introduced my television, my entire team, to my parents so that they were secure, they knew where I was. And from that day onwards until today, I have not hidden anything from them. Trust me, my journey has become so smooth. The moment I hide something, it becomes difficult. So realize that it's better to have crystal clear, and trust me, it truly means the world to me. You guys would not understand this now, but trust me, just try,
yeah,
just implement.
yes, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, Mrunal, on that note, I just got a thought like all the people, especially the outsiders who have no idea what exactly, people in the media industry are doing. For you as an actor, people think you lead a very glamorous life. For
Hmm.
me, also, there are judgments like you are always hanging out with stars, take. So, yeah, it's a very preconceived notion, but yes. So, I would like to know from you, like, if someone is forming some kind of stereotyping or judgments about you, how do you tackle that situation? Sometimes it can be someone who is very near and dear to you, also, your relatives or, close friends who don't understand what you're doing exactly, how much hard work you are putting into the work. So, yeah,
That's what I said now, Pallavi. You need to be around people who are real. You need to know who's causing you toxicity. If there are friends who are just, there are friends sometimes who just want to be in touch with you so that they get benefit out of it.
yeah,
And I face it every day on Instagram and on WhatsApp. It's called mute. What you do is just mute them. Yeah, that's what I do. I mute the friends. I mute the people who ignoring ignorance is the best thing. Yeah, it's ignore. You just need to ignore. That's the key, because we are here to grow. We are here, we working day and night. I'm working 100%, I'm giving my 100% under crazy circumstances. I mean, there are situations where we end up shooting for more than 24 hours at a stretch. We end up shooting in extreme conditions where we have to wear the character clothes, and it's freezing out there, so people are not there to take care. People don't know what all we go through. So I think the key to this is, when people start taking advantage of you, you need to realize it, and you just need to distance. Um, I'm still learning. Ashia is still helping me how to, because sometimes I do get upset. And the biggest way is to just vent it out and just let it out and just never mix your professional and your personal life. This is what I have learned this year, this month. Never mix your professional and personal life. Personal should be different, professionals should be different. I think that's the key. And there was a forward which I absolutely adored that forward. That was great. It's like life is an Uber, you just drop the people who are toxic and hazardous to you. So that's what I do. I drop the people who always try to put that thing, they quote these that, तू तो स्टार बन गई है, तू तो अभी फोन क्यों नहीं उठाएगी, all of that. So it's just weird. It's strange.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so filmmaking is at the end of the day a business also. Like at the end of the day, you need to earn money. And so I just want to know, you are someone who started very unconventionally with Love Sonia, but
Correct.
then you ventured into commercial movies like Battler House and Super 30. So you know the balance also very well. I
Hmm.
want to know from you, uh, in the industry, if someone has that kind of a craft and talent, and
Hmm.
sometimes people think in this way कि अगर मैं super 30 कर लेती हूँ तो I will be stereotyped in that way only, and then I won't get a chance to outshine and do some performance oriented movies. And sometimes if a person does a performance oriented movie, they don't get a chance to get glamorous role in commercial movies. So Mrunal, how does one balance that? Like, is there any thought process, or is there a way a person can do that?
Pallavi, honestly, everybody has its own journey. Like for me, all I can say is when I started, I realized that I wanted to prove my audience that I can act. Like I'm not just like all the people who are watching me today, they thought that, oh, there must be this actress with fake accent or बहुत सारा makeup वगैरह glamour लेके आए. I'm sorry to disappoint you all, but uh, trust me, I wanted to be an actor first. I wanted to be a performer first and then a star. Excuse me. Because there was so much competition, Pallavi. I realized that if I don't prove myself as an actor, then it'll get really difficult for me to survive. And the key to is versatile, to be versatile. And I want to set an example कि जो लोग ने भी कहा है ना कि टेलीविजन से फिल्म नहीं कर सकते या फिल्मों से ओटीटी नहीं कर सकते या ओटीटी से ओरिजिनल फिल्म्स नहीं कर सकते या ओरिजिनल फिल्म से एड कमर्शियल्स नहीं कर सकते, I want to prove them wrong. And that's, what I made sure that whenever I had my free days, I used to go audition for my commercials. It around 200, 300 auditions ke baad, I finally got my first ad. And at that time, people used to recognize me and people used to be like, तुझे अजीब नहीं लगता है when you sit in the queue to give your audition, you are already an actress who people recognize easily. And I said, मुझे कोई शर्म नहीं आती तो आपको भी नहीं आनी चाहिए. So that's fine with me. And I'm sorry, what was your question, Pallavi?
I wanted to know, like, how does one balance it? Like,
Yeah, one. uh, so balancing, we always think कि कल क्या होगा, कल नहीं मिलेगा या ये नहीं मिलेगा. What we don't think is what we have. We need to give our
yeah.
best. Like I mentioned, when this audition process happens, Pallavi, the casting director and the company, the production, the producers, the filmmakers, they do not disclose the details of the project until that person gets final. So we have a clause. We need to sign a contract before reading, so that we don't NDA basically. So, because you guys are so naive and fresh and raw to this industry, I just want to say that please follow your heart. अगर मैं ये सोचती कि मुझे commercial film करनी है तो my Love Sonia wouldn't have opened the international opportunities to me. I mean, it's my first film is a Hollywood film, and I take immense pride in that. The best thing about that was today I don't have to audition because whoever has seen the film, they say that okay, she can act. Then it's easy. We can have some glamorous makeup done, outfit styling done in a certain way. So I think what you need to do is the story needs to be good. You need to connect with the story, क्योंकि अगर आप as a performer is not able to connect with the story, with the character, then how are you going to convince the audience? How do you expect the audience to sit in that theater, for 2 hours just looking at you? Why? You need
Yeah.
to ask questions. So you just need to balance. And what I said earlier, please work, because please make sure that this is going to mean, for me this experience means the world. Like whenever I used to get time, I used to just go AD on couple of ad commercials, because the experience is different. And in this industry or in this world today, people ask, how much experience do you have? Obviously certain interns do get exploited uh, on the basis of, so you have to be careful on that note too. So yeah, you just need to balance and just take a work. Just don't sit at home idle. Some work is better than nothing, is what
Yes.
I.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. So before we open to the students for question, on a parting note, Mrunal, what would you like to say all these youngsters who are just going to, start their journey and venture out into the media industry?
Yeah, I just want to say congratulations, first of all, to make it to this college. And, you guys are doing really fantastic. Please enjoy the college process. I miss my college process. Hence, I am reapplying for my BA from the university, although I won't get that college campus feel. But enjoy this life. Yeah, this life is incredible. Please don't bunk. Make sure that you attend your college. Make sure that you're just sorted with your studies, so that you can invest yourself in all the festivals that is happening. Participate in that, because in the midst of that you would meet such inspiring people. And you don't know, like, until first year I had no idea I was going to be an actor. This transformation, that seed was planted in my head when I first saw Boman Irani sir talking in our orientation class, you know.
Yeah.
So you never know, guys. Just enjoy this process and do not give up, because बहुत लोग, you are unique. Just tell yourself that I'm the best. This is what I do. I'm the best, and I'm going to achieve my goals. I'm going to make sure that I work hard for it and be someone. So just all the best, guys.
Amazing. Okay. Harsh, so I guess we can,
Yes.
now, yeah, take questions
Yeah.
from the students. Yes.
Great.
Hi,
So if
can
you
I?
guys have any questions, then just kindly just let me know in the comment box, and then I'll just let you know, so that we don't have a rush here. Anyone has any question? Just okay. There are questions. Okay. So Tej Thakkar, kindly ask your question.
Hello, Mrunal ma'am. Hello,
Hi.
Pallavi ma'am.
Hi.
I'm having such butterflies right now. Uh, so, first of all, I love your work. That breakup scene which you mentioned from Super 30, I actually got teared up because I was going through something right then.
Happens.
And I'm sure you must be on cloud nine. Your upcoming film Tufan, working with Rakesh Om Prakash Mehra must be a dream come true. I really wish you all the best for Tufan as well as Jersey. And I had a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like you worked in regional films, like Marathi films and also Bollywood films.
Yes.
So, how different is the on-set culture in regional films and Bollywood films, and even TV serials and OTT?
So, thank you very much for appreciating my work. And the breakup thing I mentioned, it happens, whatever happens, happens for the best. Now, how different it is, television, yes, it is quite a lot of, there's a lot of difference. Television, you don't have time. Like, television teaches you how to deliver your dialogues, how to, because see, I remember when I was shooting for Kumkum Bhagya, we would finish shooting a scene at 7:30 p.m. and the show was supposed to be aired at 9 p.m. So there is no second chance. All you do is just keep shooting day and night. So because it works on the basis of TRP, the moment the TRP drops, the producers tell the creative writers and the dialogue writers to work the scene around the characters, which gives a lot of TRP. For example, if there is a scene of Purab and Bulbul, their romance is working. And if there's another track, so there are tracks of the characters. There are 2-3 tracks. If you see a television series properly, there are 2-3 tracks open. So what the creatives would do, they would focus on a particular track to get the TRPs high. So when it comes to films, Bollywood films is an altogether different process, because coming from television, in films, I realized that they shoot one scene a day, where in television, we used to shoot like 23 minutes of footage. That would be approximately like 15 to 17 scenes, depending on what the content is. And when it comes to regional films, I have learned a lot on the sets of regional films, and the actors that I have met, they are so humble. Dilip Prabhakar, he's one of my most favorite actor. I realized he would come before time. He would sit on a chair and get his hair makeup done. No tantrums, no nothing. 50 years of experience. That man would be such a happy, jolly person. He would share his experiences. Like even on the sets of Ghost Stories, when I was shooting with Karan, and I'm a big Shah Rukh Khan and Kajol fan. So the only thing I kept bombarding was, how did you manage? How did they manage fake rain? मतलब अभी तो बारिश है, लेकिन बिन बारिश के मौसम में sequence shoot karna hai. So they used to hold those pumps and shoot themselves. So imagine the process it took. Like Kajol, when I went to Switzerland, I thought it might be not that cold and I would survive. But when I went there, I was freezing. And then there was immense pleasure, immense respect to those actresses who worked in the short outfits in that snow, and not shiver and not feel cold. Crazy. It was fun, but I think I'm a better person today. Forget being a better actor, but I feel I'm a much aware and a better person today. So the experiences are incredible, and I'm glad that I had the opportunity to be on OTT, on regional films and television. So yeah, it was a fantastic journey.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
So next is Prachi. Prachi, you wanted to ask something.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, Prachi.
Ma'am, I remember like watching you in Kumbhagya and Bulbul, your character, and when the character died, like me and ma'am watched like, अरे यार क्या हो गया इसको क्या हो गया ऐसा like. So, ma'am, I took a question, but Tej asked the one. But I just want to ask second question, like, how do you start? Like, I want to be an actress and I want to do films or any other sort of films or television. Or who do you look up to? Like, I want to be like her or like that, ma'am.
Okay, Prachi, I didn't get your first question.
Ma'am, in what you want to like what is the first place you want to be like? Yeah, I want to be an actress. Like, what was the first idea? Like, who do you look up to?
I'll tell you how it started. I scored 168 out of 200 in CET entrance, my medical entrance exam. I was supposed to do my BDS, that is dental. I wanted to be a dentist. But in the midst of that, there was this teacher who said that, are you interested in drama? And I said yes. And that kind of changed the way I looked at BDS. And I was like, this is something that I really enjoy. I wanted to be a reporter. Acting to just happened. I told my parents that I want to be a reporter. So in a way, I wanted to be on TV. So I started with journalism, and acting just happened. I made sure that I went for auditions. For you to begin, don't have these inhibitions in your head that I don't want to do this. only do the lead character. I don't want to do the second lead character. But I feel like start small. There are a lot of people who told me, "Arey, ये तो second character है, second lead है, parallel." तो क्यों करिए? Because in the midst of that, I realized all my friends who got an opportunity to be a parallel lead, they waited and waited, and they rejected the stories in the script saying that no, मुझे lead ही करना है. So today they're left with nothing. But I started with, Kumkum Bhagya, my second lead. Slowly, slowly, steadily, you grow. And trust me, auditions are the best thing. There are a lot of people in the industry who misguide the students, say that we need your portfolio, we need like 50,000 rupees for your portfolio. Please do not fall prey. There are a lot of people who would try to manipulate you. And the funniest thing that I've heard that, somebody like in my relative, they said that they asked us for like 15 to 20 lakhs rupees and they said, we will give you a role in films. No, it doesn't happen. These are all myths. All you have to do is just give audition to with the right set of people. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
All the best, Prachi.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Next is Natasha.
Hi, Mrunal. My name is Natasha. My question for you, as a matter of fact, is so your first movie was Love Sonia, which was with if I remember, Tabrez Nurani, and the last one that I remember was with Karan Johar. What was the difference between the prep time? I mean, both the directors are poles apart. I want to understand how and what were the plus points during the prep time, which I consider is one of the most important times in the pre-production.
Yes, Natasha, this is a brilliant question because most of the actors and the directors don't give that much importance to the pre-production, especially for the actor to get into the character and stuff. And if I I want to be a director in future, and if I the fact that I want to be a director came out from Tabrez because the way he functioned, it's so unique. He lives in the US, and the process that they do, the filming is absolutely different. I would like to share my prep. I actually stayed for 8 days in Sonagachi, which was a red light area, for preparing for Love Sonia, because I was, I had to play a character which was, based in a brothel. That girl was in a brothel. So Tabrez made sure that I did visit the village to understand the body language. Because obviously, for an actor, it's always so much pressure to be prim and proper and, have very urban vibe, urban vibe to it. So to make sure that I spend a lot of time with the villagers, I made sure that I interacted with lots and lots of victims. And trust me, opening up was not easy. They would not talk to us. They would not share their journey. And it was very important for me as a what she went through. Because jab tak wo mujhe nahi batayengi, tab tak mujhe So Sonia is basically an amalgamation of not just the director's brief, but also the girl who Tabrez has rescued. So Tabrez was working on the script for last 10 years. And Rajkumar Rao's character in the film is actually what Tabrez has gone as an undercover agent in the brothel to rescue girls. So this
is something I did not know. This is new for me.
So, when you're making a film, Natasha, you have to be authentic. And that's what he said. Mrunal, I don't know how many people are going to come and watch the film because they think that it's dark. But all I want to do is, even if 10 girls are saved after watching these films, after watching Love Sonia, then my agenda is sorted. He's a first time. It was his first film and he took that risk. He was not the person ki, commercially mera kitna munafa hoga, kitna benefit hoga. He was not that kind of person. So every time I meet Tabrez and I tell him that, Tabrez, I'm glad that I did my debut with you, because the pleasure that I got working on the character Sonia was incredible. Also to share screen space with Mark Duplass and Demi Moore was a dream come true. I didn't even know that they were going to be a part of the film. Yeah, only until we told them that this is what we are working on. So Ashton Kutcher also has an organization for the victims, and this film, Natasha, has not only changed the way people look at it. Most of the people, like including me, I didn't know how much, to what extent, to what level sex trafficking happens in our nation and around, outside our nation.
A
This
lot
film,
of people are unaware of it, of course. This is
yeah,
something we
but
don't look at. Correct.
yeah, but like I am an aware citizen, because when I traveled in public transport, I see if the child traveling with the respective person, is that her father, is that her uncle, who is that person, and sometimes I do get suspicious, because if this is what the film did to me. And the most important,
Correct.
uh, the prep, when I mentioned, there were two girls, the two survivors with me during the process of entire filmmaking. They told me that, Mrunal, it's not necessary for you to cry and express that you're sad. You could
Correct.
be, as long as looking at the AC. There is a shot where the girl gets, Sonia gets sold for the first time, and there is this AC vent where the red thread is hanging, and she's just looking at the ceiling. Not necessarily you have to go over the top. And this was my biggest challenge. All these prep helped me a lot, and trust me, if you make films in future, you have to make sure that you spend at least 3 to 6 months discovering and researching on the characters and the subject that you're making.
That makes sense. Thank you.
You have other questions?
I do actually.
So
I did not know. So I actually wanted to ask you if it left some impact, but then you just included that in your answer. So that was my next question.
Okay. We did change we changed three laws in Uzbekistan after the screening of Love Sonia to the Uzbekistan parliament. So
Okay.
glad that my first film made this impact on the audience. It changed laws, and so many lives are saved today because of which. I'm very happy, and I always want to be a part of films which would leave certain type of impact. Like Super 30 was on education. Batla House was an encounter, like how the media, like Pallavi might know, how the media over sensationalized the situation, and for the sake of TRP, how things are just flipped 360-degree. So that's why I did Batla House. So I really hope that I do something which would be relevant and would make an impact in the society. Thank you for that question, Natasha.
Thank you, Mrunal. It was a wonderful answer.
ma'am, we'll just take last three questions.
Yeah.
Pratika,
Yeah. Hello, Pranal ma'am. I'm Pratika. So I caught the first glimpse of your performance during Khamoshiya. I remember all those ads that Gauri Bhosle has gone missing. It really sent shivers as if it was real. So I do remember. And also your transition from television to films and now OTT, with the Bahubali prequel, is no less than a fairy tale ride, I must say. But since you mentioned college festivals, I really want to ask you. KC hosts the biggest mass media festival, which is Blitz. And we've all been a part of it since we are mass media students. So I
Yes.
want to know, were you a part of the core team, or like, have you ever performed on the stage?
This is the best question you've asked, Pratika. When I told my teachers that I want to be an actor, they didn't believe me because I never spoke in class. I was a very shy kid. Like even Pallavi, who's the moderator today, and she would be so surprised that Mrunal has become so. It has changed me. Also because I am a government employee's daughter. I shifted every three months or 3 years from one school to another. I changed 11 schools and 2 colleges. Can you believe that?
Oh my
So
God.
child, I was a very shy person. Even new answers, I would never have the guts to raise my hand, with the fact that what will people say, what if I go wrong. मैं बहुत सोचती थी उस वक्त. And today
Exactly. And today you're so candid and you're so honest that I can see like you exude that confidence, which is why like I brought this up.
So Pratika, I started with World Kids Foundation. where we used to all the films that we used to make would be screened to this students in Navy school, and we would conduct a session and ask them questions about what do you think about the film, what did you learn about the film. That got my stage fright. That took care of my speech, and I would not get in Blitzkrieg. I actually performed Polaris.
Oh my God, that's like the first fest of the year.
Yeah, exactly. I did perform for that. But apart from that, I used to take care of the security department.
Oh my God, that's lovely to know. I have been a part of celebrity management, which is why I'm more inclined towards such questions.
Yeah, trust me,
So good knowing you.
because you're dealing with the celebs, all you have to do is, even if you ask them, do you want some water? Do you want, even if you don't give them, but just ask, that makes them happy.
Yes, you have to be polite and kind. That's when you get it back from them.
Yeah, you just have to be polite.
Also, thank you, Pallavi ma'am, for hosting this.
Most welcome.
Dhruv, go ahead with your question. Dhruv
Hello,
Joshi.
ma'am. So, ma'am, you mentioned about the audition thing. So, like, I want to know, like, what's the flow of the audition, and is it different in the TV industry or in Bollywood? So, like, is it different or it's the same? And what's the flow?
See, Dhruv, it's the same for any project. Like, first they ask for your profile. All they need is your headshots. All you have to do is just wear your black t-shirt and white background ke piche. You just have to take your headshots, you take your profiles, and you just send your audition and portfolio on the email ID of the casting director. And when they see that, okay, like for example, if Dhruv Joshi fits for this a particular character, I will send him the script. So they won't keep bombarding you with scripts which you don't fit like they want. There is an age criteria. There is a look criteria. For example, if we for say for Bulbul, when they were auditioning for it, they wanted a girl who's chirpy. They wanted, the character reference that was given to me was Geet from Jab We Met. So and they wanted a girl who is around 18 to 22 years of age, like that is the age bracket. So I emailed them my profile, I emailed them my audition test, and nowadays it has become very easy with the V transfer and the self audition test. All you have to do, like the way we are conducting this classes, all you have to do is just self record your test and email it to them. If you get shortlisted, they again ask you to retest you, because they would like shortlist around 4 to 5 actors, and they would only send those 5 actors for audition tape to the clients, to the agency if it is a commercial, or to the director and the channel if it is a television show. And if it is a film, then the filmmakers and the casting director. Then only these 5 people will move ahead, and out of those 5 only one would be chosen. So it is a long process. Like Love Sonia took me around 11 months to get the project, to get the film. And trust me, Dhruv, I was a part of a film which took around 2 years, and it never happened. So there will be films which would take so much time of yours, but the key to it is, if you give an audition, just forget about it. If they have to get, they will get back. You just don't take that. Oh my God, no, it's not mine. So don't wait until they respond, and because you start feeling low that, oh my God, they have rejected me, they're not responding to me. And the more you send messages to the casting director, that much they get annoyed. So it's better that you deal it very professionally. Just ask them politely that if it is happening, let me know. If it is not, then we'll move ahead. So it's a long process.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes, Mohit, go ahead.
So, hi, ma'am. By the way, you're looking so pretty. Like, no difference between a screen and a real person. So, yeah. My question is, like, I'm pursuing a diploma in filmmaking in a direction point of view.
Mm-hmm.
So, does the relation between a director and an actors really describe the character? I mean, I had heard like there is a description between a male actors and a female actors in the film. So does it really affect the character that we are seeing on a screen, like the relation between the director and the actors? Does it affect the character?
See, Mohit, it is very important for you as a director to know what your actor is capable of. For example, a small example I would give you, when Tabrez and I were we working on Love Sonia, it was very important for Tabrez to know my background. When I told him I have lived in places like Dhule, that's where I was born and I did my schooling. I started my schooling from Dhule, then I went to Nashik, then I went to Jalgaon, then I went to Sri Rampur, and that was so, you know. And also I am a farmer's daughter. My grandpa is a farmer, so it was very important for Tabriz to know that okay, so she's a farmer's daughter and she is playing a farmer's daughter in the film. There was a scene in Tufan while filming. I think the emotions were not coming right, and it was take 1, take 2, take 3, take 4, take 5, and I was just getting frustrated. Rakesh Om Prakash Mehra and I, we've had just a candid conversation where he said that, how much do you, he asked me about my father. How much do you like your father? I said, I love my father and I would do anything for him. There was a time where I was in the US and he had some medical emergency. So I had to fly all the way from the US. And I watched the film Inception all throughout my flight to keep my mind occupied. So you know what Rakesh sir did? He used that in that particular scene. He just said, Mrunal, come here. He used to call me Ani because my character is Ananya. The moment he called me Ani, I felt like, okay, I'm Ananya. He said, Ani, if the same thing happens to your father, what would you do? I said, I would just not leave this person. He said, exactly, this is what you're supposed to do. And it took one take for me to finish that scene off. So sometimes, you know, you need to trigger, you need to know the highest emotional and lowest emotional points of an actor in order to bring out the feel, and it should not come made up. So this is what the beauty of the director is. The director needs to understand the actor. The director needs to know the mood. Most of the time, the actors, when they come on set, they come with a lot of baggage, be it their personal lives, be it their professional lives, be it how they're supposed to look in public. There's a lot of going on in their life. So the director's job is to calm the actor down, to take them to the backstory. Because शुरुआत एक कहानी, when you direct a film, you always begin with a particular scene, but you as a director need to understand what has happened in the background which led you to today. Correct? So you need to work on things which are not written in the script. You need to understand why is it happening. First, why am I even directing this? Because I have these characters, I want to put them together, and there is a vision, and I need to make sure that I give my 100%. I understand. And sometimes there are few directors who are very, very adamant on ये line लिखी है तो ऐसा ही बोलो. No. Sometimes, suppose if I'm a Maharashtrian and if I say, Aga kharats mamma, listen to me. Even if that one small thing, it's very raw. And when you see it on screen, like there was a scene in Batla House where I'm talking to John, you know, Sanjay ji, and it was a montage, and I never knew that the sound recordist was recording it. So the director Nikhil Advani said that, Mrunal, this chunk is turned out so good, we are keeping it in the film. So, and always believe in one thing, that whenever you get your best take from your actor, just ask the actor to perform the way he or she wants it to be. And trust me, some very undescribed things, you may even be surprised with the way the actor would.
Thank you so much. I really conclude like it's a freedom of the actor which just gives the best character out of it.
Exactly, because everybody's a few.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So with this, we'll wrap up this session as we have time constraints. So sorry if we could not take any other questions, but thank you so much, ma'am. And I would request Shantanu to give the vote of thanks.
Okay, ma'am. Hi, I'm Shantanu. Thank you so much for this session, ma'am. Thank you for sparing your time with us and bearing us. And I would also like to thank Pallavi, ma'am, for moderating it so well. Thank you, ma'am. And Ashian, who's Mrunal's ma'am manager, who made this possible for all of us right here. And we
Hello,
thank all of you all
everybody.
for...
I'm so
Hi,
excited.
hi. And I would like to thank Sorry, ma'am.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, so Blink Global Entertainment and iPop Diaries for this knowledgeable interaction for all of us. Thank you from MET and all my classmates, ma'am. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you, Shantanu. I think in this pandemic, I think this is the best way to deal with you all, the best way to interact and answer your questions. I'm sure that you guys have lots and lots of questions, but due to time constraint, we can't do it. But I just want to say that all the best, guys. You guys are going to kill you in the future. Like some of you, I might even meet in future as my co-actors or as my filmmaker, as my director, or as my, you never know. So just keep up, guys. Just pull up your socks, give your 100%, and do not give up for any goddamn reason.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I mean, both the ma'ams for sparing time for us and giving us this wonderful, crazy insights about the industry. We had a great time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Be
Bye, ma'am.
safe.